a weapon used by Shivaji, that is Vagnak. Okay, so it is like a weapon. We'll try to discuss this also in brief manner. And yeah, we'll see last locations which are in news that you are supposed to identify in your atlas. शुरू कर दो. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
So, case study we will discuss is the first case study. Every week I will bring one case study, and every week we'll try to have a case study in our practice. That helps you a lot. चलो हम शुरू करेंगे. So what do you say? शुरू करो. Like that we'll say. Okay. So we'll start the debate now. The first topic is free speech and the issue. Okay, free speech and the issue. Just a second. Well, free speech and its debate. Now try to understand this concept very carefully. That and before that, I will ask you one question. Joey,
Yes, sir.
अपनी खोते तक बहन.
Huh? Sir, I live in Salt Lake.
Okay. Even I don't know what I speak. Okay.
So
Joey, tell me
you
one
said
thing.
probably, where do I
Okay, leave
live?
it, leave it, leave it. The thing is,
Okay, okay.
uh, you will happy to live there in your place, and you will, and even you are going to stay there, and you will speak whatever you want, and you will try to uh, get what you want. Like that, you will have your own life, right?
So, speech should be controlled, not whatever I like. I can't say whatever I just like, but
No,
yes, I
I
can
just I
express my
you can
mind
express your
to
feelings,
some
right?
extent. Yeah, yeah.
But the situations which Joey, you, me, Jay, Tabarna, Pritam, all these people we are right now happy we're going to face doesn't exist in past. So I will try to bring these aspects very carefully, try to see. So we don't have that freedom of speech and expression previously. Thanks to 1215 Magna Carta, which allowed certain kinds of freedom, not completely freedom, certain level of freedom to all the people. Now, further, what is important is after this certain level of freedom, slowly and gradually, Parliament got more power after its glorious revolution. Glorious revolution. What is glorious revolution? Happened in 1688. This is considered to be first bloodless revolution. Meaning, in this revolution, we don't even have a single drop of blood. So, completely what happened? That is, the powers was transferred to Parliament. Now, after that, exactly plus 100 years, we have French Revolution, which says liberty, equality, and fraternity. Then American Constitution, and American Constitution even had certain rights of freedom. When Indian Constitution was debated, the most debated part is Part 3 of Indian Constitution and fundamental rights. Within that, 19 clause 1. Fundamental rights 19 clause 1 was the biggest debating point. Well, 19 clause 1 has some interesting elements. Of course, most of you might have heard about the 19 clause 1, but still I will try to provide the information. So 19 clause 1 consists of A, that is freedom of speech and expression, and B, peaceful assembly, and C, that is associations or unions of cooperatives. So on and so forth. There are almost 5 to 7. Hardly there are up to G. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, G like that. I would like to tell you, besides this, 19 clause 2 is there. What 19 clause 2 says? That is, freedom of expression and speech will be restricted. I request your attention here. Please try to maintain your attention very carefully here. That the freedom of speech and expression was restricted on certain grounds. Which grounds? Original constitution, original constitution, original constitution stated these reasons. Number one, that is, your freedom of speech and expression could be restricted in the name of morality or decency. Original constitution, what it said? Two. Two. It stated that your freedom of speech and expression can be restricted if it is including defamation. Defamation. Three. Quite important one. That is morality, defamation, and contempt of court. Contempt of court. Morality, decency, defamation, contempt of the court. Okay. So original constitution came with four important things. Came with four important things. Then one, we have the concept called as defamation and decency. What is the next one? What is the next
So
one?
contempt of court. So contempt
Contempt
of
of the court.
court.
What do you mean by contempt of the court? Anyone?
So you cannot say anything that offends the court, or you have to abide by the law. With whatever the court is giving the order, you have to abide by it. You cannot go against
Okay.
it. That is, if you go against it, that is contempt of the court.
You precisely correct. Apart from that, you should not humiliate, you should not affect the court respect also. Okay. So that was the original intention of the things. So here, defamation, decency, morality, contempt of the court, and security of the state. The fourth category is security of the state is also there.
Sir, I just want to ask one thing. That is the screen visible to everyone? Because I can't see the screen.
Hey Aparna, I guess your voice is not clear to me.
So your screen is not visible.
Even I haven't shared it. Now you shared it. Okay. So the fourth one is security of the state. Okay. Aparna, I think you are also raising the same complaint, right? Screen visibility,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So these are the four original restrictions on us. Understand? You can ask me a question, but today we have several restrictions on freedom of speech and expression, but original constitution makers, he only focused about four. So, how other things added? This from this minute onwards, I need your utmost attention towards the subject. Freedom of speech and expression was given as a fundamental right. However, original constitution placed four important restrictions on us: morality and decency, defamation, contempt of the court, security of the state. Well, the next important thing is in 1950, we have one journalist called as Ramesh Thapar wrote one article in his magazine Crossroads. In his magazine Crossroads, what he said? That he says that in the magazine Crossroads, he compared Nehru with Hitler. Madras government banned Crossroads. Madras government banned Crossroads on the grounds of public order. Mind it, on the grounds of public order. In a similar case, we have Bridge Bhushan case. Bridge Bhushan versus State of Punjab. Again, his newspaper also was banned. Okay, on the same grounds of public order. Now, more or less, the first case is Ramesh Thapar versus State of Tamil Nadu, 1950. Now, get to the point here. I repeat again. There are two important cases. We should connect these two with the fundamental rights here. Ramesh Thapar versus State of Tamil Nadu. And Ramesh Thapar versus State of Tamil Nadu. What was the important thing is, that students try to understand that Ramesh Thapar case, Supreme Court asked one question. Hello, Supreme Court asked one question towards the state government. Hello, my dear state of Tamil Nadu. Yes, sir. You blocked a magazine called as Crossroads. Yes, sir. May I know on what grounds you did the ban? They said, sir, on the grounds of public order. Oh, very good. But can you tell me, does a public order included in Article 19, Clause 2 to restrict the freedom of speech and expression? फिर एक बार, क्या आपका जो पब्लिक ऑर्डर है ये आपका 19 क्लॉज 2 में है रिस्ट्रिक्ट करने के लिए? ये भी एक ग्राउंड है, ये भी रिस्ट्रिक्ट करने के लिए एक कारण है? State of Tamil Nadu said, no, sir, Constitution doesn't say it. If Constitution doesn't say it, this ban is not possible. In a similar case, it asked the State of Punjab, Babu Shona, Ji Huzur, boliye, you banned a newspaper and the public order. Yes, yes, sir. कि आपका जो आर्टिकल 19 क्लॉज 2 में जो रिस्ट्रिक्शंस ने बोला ओरिजिनल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, उनमें आपका जो है आपका पब्लिक ऑर्डर, स्टेट ऑफ पंजाब said no, not allowed. Hey, Supreme Court, how can you struck down my acts? Who gave you power? Article 13 said to you that any law or any decree, if it is inconsistent or abrogating fundamental rights, that can be declared as null and void by the courts. Null and void by the courts. Are you getting my points very clearly? And I hope you are very clear also. Law or decree which is affecting or which is inconsistent with the fundamental rights, and that will leads to the things. So my dear friends, try to understand Original constitution placed only 4 grounds: morality, decency, defamation, contact with the court, and security of the state. However, Supreme Court faced Ramesh Thapar and Brij Bhushan and struck down these cases as the state governments restricted freedom of speech and expression on the grounds of public order, which was not mentioned in the original constitution. Immediately, Nehru Sahab alert kiya, and Nehru Sahab ne bola, immediately we need to bring the first amendment. Of course, the first amendment is a master stroke directly on the constitution. You should remember that. Why? Why it is master stroke? Because the first amendment created, the story of Lakshmana, who created Lakshmana Rekha. The first amendment did it. That is ninth schedule. Judiciary cannot enter. We know this. 31B articles is also talking about it. But regarding Article 19, Clause 2, Nehru made B.R. Ambedkar to include public order, friendly relations with neighboring, friendly relations with the state. So this was added. Okay, this was added, and this was added to the things. This was added to the list. Public order was added. Friendly relations with the state was added. Okay. Friendly relations with the countries. I'm sorry. Friendly relations with the neighbor countries was added. So your freedom of speech and expression now can be restricted on public order, even with respect to friendly relations with foreign states, incitement to an offense, incitement to an offense, and sovereignty was added. And finally, in 1963, we have integrity is also added. So these are the restrictions right now. So one we have defamation, decency, control of the court, security of the state as the original constitution, and later they added public order, friendly relations with neighbors, incitement to offense, sovereignty, and last integrity. Okay. So that is the things I can confirm you. I will wait for 1 minute. If you have any concerns regarding this topic, please let me know. I will come to the point now.
Sir, First Amendment made these additions.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Any other doubts, please?
Sir, what does incitement to an offense mean?
Incitement offense means incitement offense only. That's it. Sorry. So incitement of offense means that your way of action, or your way of behavior, or your writings or something which will incite the offense. That is, they will make you to create a offense without no, with intention or without intention. Their writings, if their slogans, if their presence made you to create violence, that is a violence, incitement of offense. Let us say if you gave a
Thank
speech,
you, sir.
and I became a rowdy, and I started to create violence, you are the responsible for it. Your freedom of speech and expression should not create that kind of feeling. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So understand my points very carefully. We all has freedom of speech and expression, but it is severely restricted. Severely restricted like anything. Friends, I want to confirm here very important thing. Today, freedom of speech and expression is facing several challenges. Several challenges it is facing. So what are the different challenges? What are the different challenges or issues faced by our freedom of speech and expression? Okay. So try to understand, my dear friends, that hate speech is one biggest challenge. Hate speech, one biggest challenge. And apart from that, I will come to the point just a second. I will try to write it. We're getting close to the topic now. So what are the biggest challenges to the freedom of speech and expression? So challenges to freedom of speech and expression. Freedom of speech and expression in India. Let's shoot point number one. That is Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, which is imposed on the journalist. Example: Siddiqui Kappan, who tries to cover the Hathras rape incident, he was booked under Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Number two, online censorship. Some accounts were blocked when they were blocking. Online censorship is there. Illegal arrest is happening. If you speak against government. Next, restrictions. Okay. So restrictions by government. Like banning of so-called internet. Banning of internet is nothing but you are banning the freedom of speech and expression. No, that is the point. Directly. And fourth, and very important one is hate speech. And fifth one, fake news. These are the challenges with respect to us. Okay, fake news or media. That's one of the reasons. So these are the main points which one has to remember for the challenges part. Clear? So these are the challenges. And you can also add here illegal arrest. Mostly. Illegal arrest of any journalist is important point. Okay. So I hope you got a clarity now. What are the major challenges? So one more important thing is misuse of law, like sedition. Sedition you can add. So that sedition is one important thing. 124A. If you speak against government, you will be booked under sedition only. Sedition is the first case. Right now they are misusing. Got the points? Major challenges. So with this, I will take a break here. I mean, break is not that break. I just want to confirm here. Any doubts in this article regarding challenges or regarding these things, please let me know. Online censorship restrictions, hate speech, fake news, misuse of law, particularly sedition law is one important one.
Sir, you told something about this, the first point, UAPA imposed on the journalist. So what is that?
Actually, just a second. లేదు తెలీదు నేను చిన్న ఆన్లైన్ మీటింగ్ లో ఉన్నాను Shaker, a journalist called as Siddiqui Kappan. He want to cover Hathras a couple of years back. A brutal rape assault was happened. A brutal rape assault was happened against a Dalit girl. So that Hathras lady died at that time. Siddiqui Kappan want to take some coverage. However, he was restricted by police. He was stopped first, he was arrested first, then all these cases was filed against Siddiqui Kappan. Clear? So this is one important thing I can tell you. So clear, right? Okay.
Yes.
Now we got to know one article. Now next we'll try to see removal of McCarthy. Well, this article I will try to bring from the Indian point of view also, that is Indian speaker role and US speaker role. In comparing constitution, we can work out on it. Well, what is exactly happened here? So Congress has one side, we have so-called House of Representatives and the Senate. House of Representatives is a so-called body. House of Representatives is a body which has a differential party presence, and here it is a equal senates, equally 2 members from each state. 2 members from each state. So House of Representatives, House of Representatives, House of Representatives. So these two systems were created in a different manner. Number one, House of Representatives will have what is called as elected representatives from each state. And how these systems evolved. Congress adopted these two mechanisms from what is called as Virginia Plan. Virginia Plan, they had this. Virginia Plan in 1787, they created the system. One is House of Representatives, elected body, and there is second one is second Senate. That is, each state has 2 members. Well, each state will be there, and this will be headed by a speaker. This one. Now, speaker will have several functions. And he will do very significant functions. Particularly, what functions he will have? Presiding officer, we all well aware about it. He will represent the house, we know very well about this. So he is the presiding officer, we know very well. Represents the house, we know very well. Then what is called to be very important one is, he will set the agenda, almost similar to our speaker only. And he will create appointment of committees. appointments. He will create appointments also, and he will have. He will, mostly he is also. What is important is this particular person is also. He will also, you know, closely work with the leader of the house and majority. So he will work with leader of house. More or less similar conditions will exist in India also. More or less similar conditions. I can tell you. So my dear friends, try to understand that these functions even common in Indian system also. But try to understand why this particular issue is happening is for the first time ever a speaker in USA was removed. So that is McCarthy. McCarthy. So McCarthy was rejected by his own party people. That is very interesting. Now. So people are saying multiple reasons for it. Reasons are not important for us. We have to compare. We have to compare. So speaker removal process. We have to compare speaker removal process. Speaker removal process in India and USA. That is quite important for us. In India and USA. Okay. So first thing is both will be resolved by vote of no confidence motion. Okay. Both will be vote of no confidence motion. That is common. And here is the point I want to confirm that this vote of confidence motion is very different one from India and USA. So one is vote of confidence motion in which Lok Sabha will brought resolution, and this resolution should get a majority of support. Can you tell me how much percentage they will get? They should get how much percentage of votes or how much percentage of votes? Hello? Andy? Andy? Guru? అవునండి గురు సారీ కళ్యాణ్ అండి సరిచంద్ర ఐఏఎస్ అకాడమీ అవునండి నేను ఐఏఎస్ అకాడమీ వర్క్ చేస్తాను ఓకే So come to the point here. Lok Sabha resolution will happen and majority of votes. How much of majority?
2/3 majority, sir.
Very good. 2/3 majority should come. That should be that. So 2/3 majority will come and he will be removed. No, that is what I can tell you. And whereas this is in India in simple process, whereas in US this is different. So USA will have a different system here. Number one, that speaker can be removed by the members and he should get 218 votes. A majority of 280 votes is must. So what is further important thing is, and this majority of votes is very difficult to get it. Interestingly, McCarthy got 222 votes. Okay. So 222 votes, that is the thing. His own party people even decided to remove him. You know why? Because his actions. He initiated some impeachment against the process called impeachment of Joe Biden. I mean, he accepted the motion, in fact, remove impeachment of Biden. And further, he even also, maintaining close ties with Donald Trump. So you please read about impeachment, difference between impeachment of USA president and Indian president. Please write the question. Please write a question and please send to me. I repeat once again to my WhatsApp number. Please send to me. So one is impeachment of USA president and Indian president. Okay. So impeachment of USA president and Indian president is a question to you. Please work out on it. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? Please do it. Okay. So first speaker should remember this fellow for longer time. Next important topic, which I want to stress you very carefully, most burning issue is so-called glacial lake outburst flooding. Glacial lake outburst flooding. Glacial lake outburst flooding. Glacial lake outburst flooding, and that is the topic of one of the main questionable area. Direct questions may come about from the discussion itself. So let us try to understand what is this particular topic is about. I haven't shared my screen. Please try to understand here. Most of the important features in the world are so-called this geographical features only. Now, this geographical features sometimes they will face problems. Sometimes they will face severe problems. And one such problem is happened to a so-called this system. That is, we have several categories of lakes and even floods. But this is very cruel one in my point of view. This is very hard one also. Because other disasters may give certain time. But these are very sudden and it will damage like anything. Now let us try to understand one by one carefully. Let us try to understand one by one carefully. I request you please maintain utmost attention towards the discussions. Okay. Don't miss even a single point also. Don't miss, please. Okay. So we'll try to understand one by one. Glacial lake outburst flooding. Okay. So to precisely, every glacier will flow like this, and they will carry sediments. They will carry sediments and small rocks, boulders, debris. What we call small rocks in Bengali.
Sir, Nuri Pathor.
Nuni pathod.
Nuri.
Nudi pathod.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So मान लीजिए इधर है नूडी पाथोड and you know very well if water is flowing like this will also travel. If water becomes slow down, then they will deposit whatever it is there. So that a glacier deposits may create the thing called as moraine. Do you remember this? Moraine is a divisional. Moraine is a what is called as a depositional landform of glacier. Depositional landform of glacier. Continuation to our discussion that depositional landform is there. Let us imagine that slowly water is rising here. Now, are you seeing that this is crossing? That will lead to sometimes what is called as floods. So a small glacier lake, if it has a moraine as a artificial in sorry natural block, you don't know when things will happen. So this is the glacial lake outbursts, that meaning that glacial lake outblock flooding is nothing but that a lake, particularly a glacier lake, sudden, suddenly, a glacier lake suddenly destroys moraine and public places, enter into suddenly destroys moraine and enter into other areas. Okay. What are the reasons for these things? What are the reasons for these things? Do you remember that? Earthquake. Earthquake. In 1991, Sikkim, today as it is suffering with the same problem, Sikkim was classified under Zone 6. Classified under Zone 6, and it is what you call seismic activity is also very high. That is, earthquakes will happen obviously in this region. That is how it's stated. Number two reason, quite important in fact, that is the that is called rock slides or landslides. We call landslides. So rock slides are landslides. Landslides means the area of land suddenly it will fall. No, that is landslide. So quite important one. Then further one is what is next challenge for the dams is earthquake and rock slides or dam slides. And apart from that, avalanches. Avalanches. So what do you mean by avalanches is about? Any idea about avalanches? The
So I'm
avalanches.
not sure. It's landslide of the snow, right?
No,
Snow
no,
area
Evan.
landslides.
Yes, it is landslide of snow areas. So avalanches is sometimes can reach. Last but not least, according to UN studies, climate change. Climate change. Final blessed. Final climate change. Okay. And of burning of fossil fuels. So these are the some of the reasons why we have floods in Sikkim. Okay. We almost covered it. So these are the some important challenges with respect to this. I hope you note it down. Okay. So this is what the things is about. I hope you are clear. Am I clear with this? What is
Yes, sir.
GLAOF or what are the causes of it? You should remember these things very carefully. because quite important one for answer writing and everything. So no problem. No problem. This is one thing we can discuss. Two we covered. Three also we covered. And we have the next one is also done. Maharashtra is with the weapon colors. Vagnakha. Let us see what will happen. Okay. Hey, where is connected? Hello.
Hello,
Yes,
sir.
Hello.
yes, sir. So you were saying UN studies climate change and burning of fuels. That push.
Just a second. So we discussed about almost 5 to 6 reasons, right?
So three reasons we done.
No, no, Aparna. I want to confirm to you that we discussed about earthquake, seismic activity, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Right. We're done with that now. No issue then. Fighting activity, UN climate change, fossil fuels burning. So these are the some of the reasons of the glacier lake outburst bursting, and these are some important points you should remember. See, because Sikkim in 1990 itself, expert committee said that this will happen. Remember, in Sikkim, people stated that in 1990 itself, we got that reports that Sikkim may face this glacial lake outburst flooding, but unfortunately, they haven't realized. So today also, I think they are estimating that what is the biggest reason? The biggest reason is very directly the issue of these lakes only. So the glacial lakes in Sikkim are reason for the things. Okay. So Sikkim right now witnessing exactly what exactly point I will tell you. So Sikkim, just a second. Yeah. So Sikkim witnessing serious floods within the regions. Which regions are affected now? I will try to discuss. The regions are, one is the regions which are affected by the things are, one we have, so Lohnak region, Lohnak Lake region is one, and Tista River region is one more one. Okay, these two are severely affected, and right now these things are continues to affect. We don't have any clear information when it will reduce, but still floods are happening in this region. Quite unfortunate. So these are the second important current affair issue, the Gulf region, and Vagnaka is a weapon of Maharaja Chhatrapati Shivaji. And Vagnaka, right now Maharashtra government asked it to return back. So do remember this Vagnaka, a weapon used by Shivaji to kill the very famous Afzal Khan. So this Vagnaka is to kill Afzal Khan. It was used. Okay. So do remember this. All right. So this is one more thing. Locations in news. Try to locate. Try to locate locations in news. Locations in news. Armenia is in news because it joined in ICC. Locate this, and try to locate Georgia also. Georgia also, and Voka. Georgia also. Locate Georgia also, quite important one. And one more thing is, please locate Okinawa. Okinawa. Okinawa is a state in Japan region. Locate this. France is trying to do some exercises here. Locate these places. Well, we are now Armenia, Georgia, Okinawa, quite important places to locate. Do remember that. And we are now coming to the conclusion part, that is, what is the case study and what is a case study we can do. So do remember what we can write as a case study for this topic. So what we can do? So I'll try to show you how to write the case study for this topic. What is the case study I told you? What is the case study?
The IIT Bombay is segregating vegetables and non-vegetables.
Hmm. So two tables were there. One is your what is the table called as? People call it as a vegetable, and second one is non-vegetable. So try to understand how you can do and how you can tackle this case study. So first of all, if you are VC, what you will do? If you are vice chancellor or if you are any concerned authority, what you will do? Do remember, you cannot do anything here. Number one, you can do open dialogue. So first one is open dialogue. Constructive dialogue with faculty members, administrative members is first one thing. Open dialogue. Second one, mediation. Neutral mediator will appoint and to find the common ground. And third one is reviewing the policy. If it is possible, if it is creating any unrest, you will review the policy. Your decision you will review again. Whatever decision is there, you will review again. Transparency. Why you are choosing this particular decision, you will try to say. Why this decision? Transparently, you will explain your reason. Next, conflict resolution workshops. You will try to involve all the people, concerned party members, and discuss. Code of conduct, how to do reactivations and everything. How to behave in campus, you will deal. Appeal process, and you will try to, if you are violating, you will try to give 10,000 rupees penalties. Preventive measures, regular surveys, feedback, student certification, satisfaction. Campus security, if unrest it is more, campus security will take care. Community build up, like everyone will involves in sense of community feeling. Last but not least, you will take that essential legal procedures and monitoring evaluation. So you can write like this. People, students will write mostly. I will try to manage. I will try to manage, but you should use this type of words: reviewing policy, code of conduct, campus security, and everything. So try to see the conclusion here. Approach of situation is must be patience, empathy, commitment to find the solution for the benefit of the campus community, and collaboration and open communication is the aim of resolving the issue. What's the point? I will try to share the case study also. I mean, you can keep it with you, and you should have this kind of keywords. I will try to solve. I will try to discuss with both. These words are very common, my dear friends. Nowadays, anyone, whoever having knowledge, they are writing in those words. So do remember these things. That will help you a lot. Clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Fine. I'll try to share the case study notes. You just have an idea. And see you in the next week. I think next week we will have classes, right? Next week we'll have classes, I guess. Durga Puja starts on June 15th, right? For us, 15th. For you?
No, sir. It starts on 19th. 19th, yes.
19th. Then
19th.
it's okay. No issue. Okay, we'll have one more week and we'll see you then later. See you next week. Bye bye. Good night.
Good night,
So,
sir.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.